I must say, having attended most of the consultative meetings, both involving government and the opposition, internal and external, I have one big impression that all parties to this political process, or call it crisis, have been making concessions, thus creating ground for possible talks in a full-fledged inter-Burundi dialogue. The facilitator has been providing environment both to the government and to the opposition for either side not to make to have excuse for not participating in this process. This has come at the meeting, the briefing meeting for the external opposition is coming after other consultative meetings with them here in Arusha. And after also the facilitator paid a visit to the Republic of Burundi, where he met the people, both government and opposition parties inside the country. And the mission then and the mission today is simply to brief these actors on how far the process is going and seek their consensus so that the process goes forward. So this is what I can say from the facilitation side, that an environment has been provided for all parties to feel satisfied that they are not left out, because the summit asked for an all-inclusive dialogue. The position of President Museveni is the position of the summit of heads of state. And I happened to attend the communique on Burundi. The stand of the summit of heads of state was that the process should go on under President Mkapa as the facilitator, and should as much as possible be inclusive and unconditional. All stakeholders should be included with no conditions. Uganda is very emphatic that there should not be anybody left out deliberately unless one decides to leave oneself out. That's the stand of President Museveni. His stand is the stand of the summit. The message can't divert from what so far the facilitation has come up with, urging all parties to look ahead, look into the future, don't be tied down by the past. Two, as you head to concluding and reaching a settlement, we should see all parties willing to be inclusive. Excluding anybody will just delay the process. But I am optimistic, as I started by saying, I am seeing both parties making concessions and narrowing the gap. We hope by June the ground will be good enough for people to talk and hammer out an agreement. And if Burundi is a concern of the region, because Burundi is part of East Africa, and East Africa is very anxious that stability in Burundi is prosperity of East Africa. Of course, you are facilitating people who are conflicting, but so far, all of them, as I have said, are making concessions, and I see the willingness to put Burundi interests first, and also East Africa as a whole. So I don't think East Africa will fail. I have trust that East Africa will win. Look into the future, look at the prosperity of your country, and consider reconciliation. Reconciliation will be a big pillar of sustainable peace.